Welcome to Guide Mia. Today we're going to talk about remote aligner monitoring with cympha. Every clear aligner plan is a promise you make on day one. 25 steps, tooth by tooth, and then you wait. The patient walks out with the first tray, and for 6 weeks you cannot see the mouth. If a tooth stops tracking at step 3, it does it quietly. This is the case that turns those weeks of silence into a check-in you can watch. Here is the part nobody warns you about. You finish the plan, hand over the first aligner, and book the patient back in 6 weeks. And until they walk back in, the case is a black box. Photos by text do not help. A flash selfie 1 week, a different head tilt the next, no idea which step it shows. What you want is a check-in that lives inside the case you already built. Setting it up takes about a minute. On the case page, next to the share button you already use, there is Share to Patient. You type the patient's email and a line of context, and you are done. One quiet detail earns its keep. What crosses over is a single exported plan file, never the whole case. The patient signs up once and lands on their own plan and nothing else. No new vendor, no second subscription. This is the plan you finalized, and now it works twice. Every 2 weeks, the patient's camera opens on their case, and the 3D plan rotates to the step they're on tonight, half transparent, right through the preview. They line their real mouth up to where it should be, and shoot. Nothing to remember on their end. The case works out which step they are on from the start date. For the patient, it is 2 minutes on the sofa. The reminder goes out on schedule. You chase no one. They tap the link, the camera is already open, and they work through 5 shots, front, left, right, upper, or lower. Each one turns green as it lands. They hit save, and the photos are on your screen. It is easy enough that every 2 weeks actually becomes a habit, which is the only way monitoring ever works. Next morning, you open My Patients and read it like an inbox. 1 row per patient, last photos, next due, current step. You do not go looking. The cases that need attention rise to the top, and the quiet ones stay quiet. If someone slips around, the next reminder goes out on its own, in gentler, sharper words. Minutes, not a morning. That is peace of mind you can actually feel. Then comes the round that pays for the whole thing. The photo does not match the plan. The canine that should be seated and rotated into line is sitting 2 steps back. Nothing beeped. The software does not read teeth. You do. What the case did was put the right photo beside the right step, and it will never slip an older picture into an empty one. The mismatch is impossible to miss, and you are seeing it at week 4. So you catch it early, and the fix stays small. A deviation caught at week 4 changes the aligner the patient has not received yet. A tweak. That same drift found at week 10 is a redesign, weeks of lost treatment, and a lab bill. For weeks of warning is time you get back, money you do not spend, and the calm of knowing a case is on track instead of hoping it is. Keeping the plan and what actually happens on the same screen is the difference between catching a problem and being told about one, and it costs you a minute and an email. That is ortho monitoring on cympha. The full walkthrough, step by step, is on cympha.com in the cookbook section.